Hey guys, thank you for watching my video. This is Shreya and welcome to my YouTube channel CodeWeb. In the previous video, we have seen introduction to HTML, different versions of HTML and history of HTML. In this video, we are going to continue with some of the common terms used in HTML. They are tags, elements and attributes. So these three terms are frequently used in HTML. Coming to tags, every HTML page or every web page is formed with the help of tags. There is no web page that is written without the help of tags. So tags are like keywords which defines how a browser will format and display the content. So tags generally give the structure of the web page, like how a heading should look, how a paragraph should look, and how an image should be displayed and all. These tags are predefined and are hidden in the web page. So when you see a web page, the tags are not visible to you because they are hidden automatically by the browser. Every HTML tag should be written in angular brackets. So we all know what are angular brackets. These are our angular brackets. In between the angular brackets, we write the name of the HTML tag. HTML tag has both opening and the closing tag, and the closing tag has an additional / to it. So we will see all of this in this short program. Coming to next, this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. This is having an additional slash to it. So let's see a small program over here. This HTML, this head, this title, body, this all are called as tag. If we see, we are having an opening tag here and a closing tag here. This HTML is an opening tag. This HTML with a blank slash is a closing tag. And in the same way, head is an heading tag. Head with a blank slash is a closing tag. And we write our content in between the opening tag and the closing tag. And body is getting closed here. This is closing of the body. And everything which is shown on the web page is written inside the body. Let's now run this program and see what happens. After running this program, we got something like I am the heading. This is written only in the body tag, that is in the h1 tag. H1 means heading tag. So from here we understood that only the content is visible to us, not all the tags are visible. Coming to the other points, tags are mainly classified into two types. First one is paired tag and other is empty tag. Coming to paired tags, these tags have both opening and closing tags. So generally paired tags will have both opening and closing tags, as we have seen in the previous example. HTML opens and HTML is closed with a black slash. The tags don't work if you don't close the tag. If you don't close the tags, the programming that tag is not executed. Example: body tag, heading tag, paragraph tag, and table tag. Now, the tags which don't have to be closed are called as heading tags. That is, they just have their opening, but they do not close. These are also called as singular tags or non-container tag. That is, they do not contain any content in them. Examples of empty tags are BR tag, HR tag, meta tag, and input tag. For these tags, we don't have to close. Let's see an example of these tags also. Let's see in the same previous example. Here I have applied break tag. Now let's see what will be the output. So here is the output. I am the heading. After that we have written a break tag. So break tag is used to break the line. So heading is shifted to the next line. In the same way, these tags do not have any closing. So as we have applied break tag over here, this break the line into two parts. In first line it's displayed I am the, in next line it displayed heading. So this break tag doesn't have any closing tag. It is working fine without any closing tag. Now coming to the next point, HTML tags are case insensitive. That is, if you write in the uppercase or lowercase, both means the same. Coming to the next part, that is elements. Element is everything from the opening tag to the closing tag. That is, till now we have seen different types of tags, but the tags along with the content is known as an element. As you can see here, h1, and in between this is the element content, and this is closing tag. So from the starting tag to closing tag along with the element content, this is completely known as an element. Some elements don't hold any content in them. These type of elements are called empty elements. For example, break tag or break element. Tags and elements both are almost the same. So as we have seen in the previous example, break does not hold any content. Why? Because it doesn't have any closing tag. So these kind of elements are called as empty elements. Elements can be nested, that is, you can write one element inside the other element. As you can see here in the example, here the element started with a body tag and it is having heading tag inside it. That is, one element is nested between other element. So these kind of elements are called as nested elements. So there are basically two type of elements. First one comes the block level element and other comes the inline level element. So let's see what is block level element. The block level elements occupy 100% of the width of the line. That is, if you are writing a block level element, it occupies complete the width of the line. That is, from the start of the page to the end of the page. Not in the height wise, but it occupies in the length wise. Examples of block level elements are div tag, paragraph tag, heading tag from h1 to h6. This all comes under block level elements. Form tag, ul tag, ol tag, etc. Next, coming to inline level elements. The inline level elements only occupy space required by the element. Example, spam tag, strong tag, b, code, input, button. These are all called as inline level elements. So now let's see a difference between the block level elements and the inline level elements. So let's consider this program. This is a basic HTML program. In this we have used different tags like head tag, HTML tag, body tag, paragraph tag. So as we have seen previously, paragraph is a block level element and span is an inline level element. So now let's see how this block level and inline level elements make the difference in the web page. So this is the program and this is the output of the program. As we have written in the paragraph that I am the paragraph tag and I am a block level element. And in span we have written that I am an inline level element. So after executing this code, we will be getting this web page. Now you might be getting doubt that both are looking in the same way. So what's the difference? So let's see. So we are going to inspect this web page and the inspect section. So if I place the cursor on this paragraph line, so as you can see that paragraph is occupying space from this corner to the other corner. You can see a blue line over here covering complete the web page from start to the end. Similarly, if I put my cursor on this span tag, so you can see that it's occupying only the required space, whereas in the paragraph it's occupying the complete space. So this is the difference between block level and inline level elements. Now coming to our next topic, that is attributes. The attribute define the behavior of that element. They provide additional information about the element. Suppose you have written an element. Suppose you have written a heading and you want that heading into a different color or in a different font style. So in this case we use attributes. So that is why it's known that attributes define the behavior, how the element should look and all. Attributes are always specified in stat tag. That is, attributes are written in stat tag. They are not mentioned in the closing tag. There are usually name value pairs. So in attribute syntax we will have name and its value. So they are known as name value pairs. Attributes are case sensitive. It is recommended by W3C to use lowercase. As we have seen in the tags are case insensitive. That is, if you write in uppercase or lowercase, both means the same. But coming to attributes are case sensitive. It is mostly recommended to use lowercase to write the attributes. You can add multiple attributes in the same element. by giving spaces. So if you want to change the font color and font size at a time, so you can add both attributes in a same line. We don't need to write a different program for that. Let's see a syntax of attributes. General syntax is element and then you write attribute name and its value. Then after you will have your own element content and you will close the element. So this syntax is only for single attribute, if you want only single attribute. And for multiple attributes you can use this syntax like element, attribute name, value. Next, second attribute, value. Then like this you can add many number of attributes. Then element content and element will be closed. Suppose consider this small program and we have got output for this program as I am the heading. So this, what is written in this h tag, that is I am the heading, is given as an output. Suppose now if you want to change the color of this line, so we will add an attribute to it. That is, we are already having the element name. Now we will be writing the attribute name, that is style equal to, and within the braces we will write so here we have written style is equal to color yellow. So style is called as attribute and color yellow, this is the value. So now let's see what happens. Let's save the program and then refresh the page. So you can see that the font color has changed to yellow. So in this way you can change the color and you will see this difference in the web page. So this is possible only with the help of attributes. I hope that you have understood what are tags, elements and attributes, and in the coming video we will be seeing the structure of HTML and we will be continuing with the programming part of HTML. Until then, take care. Thank you for watching my video, and if you like it, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel CodeWeb.